Peace, everybody. So I'm outside at the park right now, and this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. But it happened again, so I just wanted to document this experience and share. Um, so yes, I ended up coming out, as I posted in a couple of the other videos. I'll post those first, but I ended up doing some yoga and then went into meditation at about 9:30. I didn't even look at the clock right now, but I feel like it's 1 something. It was 1 something when I last looked in less than 20 minutes ago, so I'm just gonna say it's probably 1:40 something. And anyway, during this session of me coming to the park and just breathing first to get myself grounded and acquainted to the space, and then deciding to do some yoga, the sun was out and it was completely clear, and then there were clouds covering it on and off, but it was all bearable, manageable. It was really nice in the sense that it was sunny, and then there was a cool breeze, and then periodically there was cloud coverage. But like I said, I took some deep breaths first, and I did it up for several counts, and then I took a little break, and then I hopped right into the yoga. But I wanted to talk about, this immediate experience that I just had after doing the yoga. I've just really been sitting on the blanket, giving myself permission to rest and just be outside, and enjoy as much of, I guess, nature as I can. Give myself what I feel my body needs. And what happened, let's say 30 minutes ago, it was really not that long ago. There were these 2 Caucasian 63 being women to my left, and one of them had a dog, and it was a really fluffy dog. It looked like a plush toy, like you could have just gotten out of a big superstore. But anyway, they basically were saying, like, oh no, like, Jack, or whatever the dog's name was, I don't remember, we're just gonna call it Jerry. Jerry, no, come here. Jerry, the dog isn't even on a leash. They're watching all of this happen from over there, and they could have chose to actively move towards the dog, but they're just saying, no, Jerry, no, come here. Like, if you want to get your dog, get your damn dog. And I'm just resting, chilling. Like, I wasn't taking a nap, but I was giving myself permission to be in that state. And then I ended up grabbing one of my flip-flops, because the dog was coming towards me, and I've had too many experiences and interactions where people have done this, and the dog just gets on me, hops on me, so no. I ended up grabbing the flip-flop, ready to fight. Not actually like fight, but just back away. Do a gesture that would let the dog know, I do not want you on this blanket. I don't want you in this space right now, in this moment. And the dog responded, and then it started barking at me like, rah, 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 rah. And then the people are still saying, Jerry, no. And after that, the dog immediately goes over to them, and then they leave. That was all intentional. There was also no oh, we apologize, or whatever. Even if they did, it still would have been intentional. But that happened, right? And I feel in my body, like that feeling when you go into fight or flight. You're a little more tensed and grounded. And then after, like, the dog was gone, they were leaving, I went back to just resting. I felt my heartbeat, slow down and create more space in my body for breath, and energy to fall in. And I felt this energy rising up in my body that just was created from that small, brief Not even, I'm gonna say 20-second interaction with that dog, but 15. I think it was more like 15 maximum. Could have been 11, but I'll say 15. And then they left, right? And I'm feeling this energy rise up from my body and be just going out into the space around me. So that happened, and then a gentleman, shortly after, within 2 minutes, begins walking from the upper corner down and is walking on the diagonal and crosses my blanket on a diagonal, with his dog that is on a leash. Keep your damn dogs on leashes. That's all I gotta say. And that was I'm gonna use the word blocking. It's not just a random movement that someone's going from one side of the space to the other. It's specific. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. And intentional. And it's a shape. It's a shape. And what is meant to be done with that shape, like what the desired outcome is, mixed with what just happened before and me releasing this energy, 100% what that is, I can't say, but this is what I suspect, right? So it was sunny, and now it's pretty cloudy, right? And they're on a scale of like thin to thick. They're not super thick, but they're layered. And there's some that are darker and some that are lighter. Also pay attention to the color of these clouds. There are some that earlier today, some were a mid-tone light gray, and then out of nowhere, I looked away for 2 seconds and looked back, there was a dark one just right by the sun, out of nowhere. But I do believe that all of that, was done for this desired outcome. So I then looked on my phone, and I see that my Wi-Fi is turned off, Bluetooth turned off, and so is my data after the first time, from when I first got here and that happened, and then they all got turned off. And then there was like some more blocking, stage directions, magic, being done by more people in order to harness my energy for this desired outcome, but that didn't work. That was when there was some cloud coverage, but the sun was still moving about. But now, the sun is still moving, but like I said, it is layered right now. So it's just making me honestly more aware to just how deeply connected I am to this land, and I am involving myself in this just because I do not believe this would have been the full effect had that interaction with the dog not happened, and then that gentleman walking diagonally in front or behind, depending on which way you're facing, but down literally this way, up from where my head is, walking on the diagonal down that way. The diagonal is important because people, again, earlier today were walking on the diagonal to have this effect come out. And it was on and off, but it's just telling me, just how deeply connected I am to the land, even though my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and data were not turned on today for this specific outcome. I was still involved with this desired effect and with this outcome. Because if this would have happened without that dog interacting with me, without the man walking on the diagonal, okay, cool. Then I wasn't a part of it. My energy was not a part of it. But because that dog interacted with me and it was still sunny and bright and very blue, there were still some clouds, but it wasn't like this. And then the diagonal of that man walking, yeah, there's definitely something going on where even if my Wi-Fi or my Bluetooth or my data is not turned on, there are things happening and going on from people outside myself to get me to release some type of energy, positive, negative, maybe not positive, but to release some, I guess, fear out into the ether, out into the cosmos, for that to then be manipulated in a different way than if my Wi-Fi or my Bluetooth or my data were turned on. I feel like today they had to go about it the more difficult way versus, just turning on the Wi-Fi is a lot easier versus putting in that work, and then whatever other elements were going on, potentially going on in the astrals, to make this happen by conjuring or speaking with these principalities or these goddesses and gods that they are harnessing and communicating with. Or I shouldn't say harnessing, but communicating with, and then using my energy to harness for this effect. Yeah, I mean, it's really just opening my eyes to how deeply connected I am with the land. If this is the effect, again, I'm gonna flip the camera around, but if this is the effect from me being outside, from me being outside and this happening in all of 15 seconds with the dog, let's say maximum 2 minutes with the man, it's just making me, open my mind up more to once I am not enslaved to what I will be capable of doing and what y'all will be capable of doing when your body isn't being manipulated for outcomes to prevent you from rising in frequency, Like, can I just make a tornado happen in 2 seconds? For real though, if this happened, and it was starting to rain, and while that was happening, I was thinking of the Orisha, Mama Oya. I've been doing more research into the Orishas, and I don't know why, there's just something about her that's sticking out and calling my spirit back to looking at all of the information that I can get my hands on her. But she is the Orisha over change, wind, tornadoes, in some versions, storms, thunder, lightning. Some may say tornadoes and wind strictly, and others may say the thunder and lightning, but depends on the story. And she is also the Orisha over change, transformation, and in other versions, again, depending, but this happened later from the research that I found, is she is the Orisha that presides over the last breath. So once you transcend this realm and you go back to the astral, she is the one to guide you. Just like in ancient Egyptian mythology, I shouldn't even say mythology, but with those goddesses and ancient deities of Egypt, ancient Egypt, Anubis was the one to welcome home souls back into the astrals and take them to the Hall of Truth for their heart to be weighed on the scale of balance. It may not be called the scale of balance, but it's when the act of the balancing of the heart against Ma'at's feather, to see if they will be entering the field of reeds and have eternal peace or experience torment. But yeah, I think there's a deeper reason as to why my mind is thinking about this Orisha, And when I've been at the park, I've thought of those two, you know, deities specifically. You know, not today so much, but on different days. And I can make a separate video on that, but I just wanted to make this video. If you're starting to, I don't even want to say unplug from the Matrix, but just take in your environment more, and stuff is happening like this, let it be a reminder of how powerful you truly are. It's just a taste of how powerful you truly are. And how connected you are to the land, you know? And each day we are becoming more and more connected to the land, to our physical body, our multidimensional bodies, to each other, and the truth. So focus on that if you've been feeling a little down or anything, you know? And yeah, I just wanted to share this information. It was raining also. Briefly, I should say it was starting to rain, but it stopped. It's not raining at all. It's nice and cool. Not cold, not hot. I'm gonna end this video here. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Do some research on the ancient Egyptian deities and do some research on the Orishas. See who you maybe connect with and who may be popping up in different scenarios in your everyday, today life and situation. There's probably a deeper reason as to why. Go within. Get outside, enjoy the weather, whether it is cool or hot and sunny and clear. Bye for now. Peace and courage. I send peace and courage to you.